Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming on to this session. One of the things that the National Centre is trying to do is to build capacity and to support providers building capacity to address literacy and numeracy issues right through the whole vocational education and training system. We're working at a number of different levels with different sorts of providers. We're engaged with private providers, with PTEs. We're working with people in ITPs. We're working across the board in a range of different sectors. We're working with people in industry training organisations. And we're trying to do work with tutors and practitioners who are engaged with learners very much at the coalface. But we're also very mindful that the changes that we're trying to drive and support and build capacity don't come down to just practitioners. It comes down to leadership in a whole range of different ways. It comes down to leadership and the role of managers. And so we thought it would be useful at the symposium to have some focus on these issues of leadership and management. And we felt that the best way to do it would be to ask some of the people who are directly involved in that work to come along and share some of their experiences. And so we have with us here today, we've structured a little panel, and these people have given some thought to the issues, and we sent them some questions beforehand, and they've all got a question to kind of talk about. And I'd just like to introduce to you these four people. At the end, we've got Annette Aubrey from UCOL.
Hi.
Next to Annette, we've got Mark Smith from Unitec. I hadn't met David before this morning, but we've got David Goff from CPIT, and we've got Wilfred Grayling, the local boy from Wintec. So I'll ask each of these people to briefly introduce themselves, just to take a minute to do that and to say who they are and how they're involved in the work of embedding literacy and numeracy. And then we'll come round again, and I've got a question for each of them. We'll get them to talk a bit about responding to those questions, and hopefully we can engage some discussion with the group as well. But can we start with Annette?
Yeah, hi, I'm Annette. My role is Literacy and Numeracy Leader at UCOL, based in Palmerston North, but also we have campuses in the Wairarapa and at Wanganui. I was previously an academic advisor at UCOL, and when TET kindly gave us the funding to increase our capability in embedded literacy and numeracy, my post was born. And subsequently, I was then, lucky enough to work with two wonderful advisors. This year, we've managed to keep our team together, and we're just shaping things now to see how things are going to look for next year. Kia ora.
Thanks, Annette.
Yeah,
Mark?
hi everyone, I'm Mark from Unitec. We've got a large polytech with 3 campuses, if you know Auckland, one in Mount Albert, one at Waitakere and Henderson, and one on the North Shore starting at Albany this semester. It has been at Takapuna. Our team of 4 operates out of our Centre for Teaching and Learning, Te Puna Ako, and so we work alongside academic advisors and our e-learning team to embed literacy and numeracy from that perspective.
Thanks, Mark.
I'm David Goff. I'm Dean of the Faculty of Health, Humanities and Sciences at CPIT. Historically, the role that I had was supporting the Learning for Living project and the initial implementation of the embedding project as well. And then at the moment, it's one of the things I am involved in is supporting the literacy and numeracy advisors in terms of how they work together with mainstream faculty as well. Okay. So that's me.
I'm Wilfred Grayling from Wintec. We have a number of campuses out at Thames, Aotearoa and Tikawiti, and then also Hamilton, and within Hamilton we've got City Campus and Avalon. Trades are based out at Avalon. I'm a member of, or the manager of a group of 4 people, 2 embedding tutors who work for half the week, and an administrator of the tool, and then I try to keep things together from a Wintec-wide perspective. We embed literacy and numeracy in 6 schools, approximately 50 programs, and that is about it, I think. Gives the context, I think.
Okay, thanks, Wilfred. Well, I'll come back to you. We framed several questions, and obviously there's lots of issues that could be explored in this space. and our time is limited, but we've framed 4 questions, and we've asked each of our panellists to consider all 4 questions, but they each have one question, which is, if you like, their question to respond to. And I'm going to come back to Wilfred first. And the question that we posed for Wilfred was, what have you done to garner the support of key people in your organisation, and what has been most effective?
Thought about it for a while and then decided that I would focus on what has been effective for us. And there are 7 points that I would like to make. The 7th point is perhaps we could do more, and it's perhaps a driver that should be looked at, I think, more intensely, but I'll come to point number 7. But the first point is a negotiated action plan. When I say negotiated action plan, it means that all the participants, the stakeholders in a project, have to be involved. One has to look in all directions, and I think about Mintzberg 1998, who said project management is about seeing. We have to look beyond where we are at, look up, look below, look sideways, and identify all the stakeholders who may impact on the project, because they all have a role to play. And an action plan has to be negotiated. In other words, it takes me on to my point number 2, which is building relationships of high trust. It's all about high trust, because if trust does not exist in an organization in the context of the project, then one is in trouble. I think the literature shows that low trust organizations actually have very damaging and destructive effects. So I think building high trust relationships, which is the second one, was key to us. So we made it part of our approach to contact all the stakeholders and to communicate with them and to set up those expectations, because they have expectations, we have expectations, and sometimes the expectations don't meet. So the idea is to get those expectations to match.